So I've got a few things to show you next. We've got the main tool, which is going to be how to deal with our edge loops that we made in our last video. So how can I take an edge loop, for example, like this right here, that already exists, and how can I manipulate this around? The other part of this is selection techniques, and I don't want it to be two disparate videos, but in order to grab these things and move them how we want, we need to talk a little bit more about selection. So to get started, I've got this mesh set up here, and notice you can see the points. So what mode am I in? Well, I'm in point select. So I got point select, I got edge select, and I got face select. So I might as well start with point select. So watch this. So I come up here and I grab, say, this point as we did before, but I'll hit G on the keyboard, and now I could move this around like this, and you've seen me do this before, okay? But now I'm going to use what they call the edge slide tool or technique here, and what's going to happen now is I can grab this thing and I can slide it back and forth on this thread, let's say, of this edge right here, and it's not going to distort the face. So for example, GG, and I can move this across like so, and if I move it to the side, everything looks fine. How do I know that everything is fine? Well, let's go back to something we looked at a while ago. So I'm going to, I'll go into object mode, and then I'm going to change my matte cap design over to maybe the shiny red. And I can tell you if there's any distortion there whatsoever, we would see some distortion in this light. But if I wanted to, I want to check it even further, this is why I go to the zebra stripes. And so now I can go like this, and I can check it. It looks really good. But what would bad look like? Okay, so let's go back here to this for a second. I'll flip-flop back and forth into some things here. Let's Control Z, get that back to where it was. And now I'm going to move this out to the side like so. So I'm just going to tip it across here. And now I'm going to hit G to grab it. And I'm going to move it out just a tiny, did you see that? Just a tiny, tiny little bit, you see? And now I'll go back into object mode, and I'll change back over to my zebra stripes. And as you can see, it's massively noticeable that there's something wrong with that surface. So this is no good. So we're going to undo that until it goes back. By the way, your matte cap is not in the Control Z, you notice? So we'll go ahead and set that back. Okay, so the next one that I want to look at here is the edge itself, edge selection. So I pick this, and now again, if I grab that, I'll pull the whole edge in and out. Very valid tool for forming and shaping things. But I want to try an edge slide. So I hit the edge here, select the edge, and hit GG, and now I can slide it around, and again, perfectly flat. So that's how that works. How about the face? What about the face? Face selection. So this one's kind of interesting. So I'll change to number 3. I'll pick a face. And what do you think is going to happen? Well, if I hit G, it's going to move out and stretch it around, right? What do you think GG is going to do? Well, before I knew what this was going to do, I would have assumed that either it just wouldn't work, or maybe I'd grab the face and it would just sort of slide it over. But watch this. GG, and it moves it in and out, and it kind of acts as a scale. So I'll go ahead and click right there, and if I turn it to the side, again, perfectly flat. So that's a few different ways to use those tools, but let me undo this, and now I want to talk about the edge selection, because maybe I want to actually slide this whole edge right here. So I'm going to pick number 2 for the edge, and I choose this one, and I can hold down shift, and I can keep holding down shift, and I can pick each one separately, and then I could hit GG, and then I could slide the whole thing. But could I do that easier? Well, we saw this a little bit on the faces in, I think it was the inset video. If I pick this one right here and I hold down Control, I'll pick everything in between. And then again, I can GG and slide it around. But what's kind of neat also, this in-between stuff, it's pretty good at figuring things out. I could pick this line up here and then hold down Control and pick this one down here, and it will continue all the way around, okay? And then GG, then I can slide this whole thing. Now, by the way, notice that back here, this is getting kind of skewed out, and that may or may not be an issue. I just want to point it out because somewhere down the road, that will possibly become a concern. Now, Alt will do this. So when I hit Alt and align, it will pick everything in that loop, you see? So it's like when we did loop cuts, but it's selecting one that already exists here. So now I can GG that, and I can slide the whole thing over. Or if I just want to make this block here, the hole or the face in the center here a little bit bigger, I could GG that out a little bit. Then I could come over here and I could Alt select that and GG that one, scooch that one out. Then I could Alt select this one and it will wrap around it, you see. GG that one up there. By the way, did you notice that it wiggled a little bit because I was moving it as I hit GG, but it figured it out. So I hit this and then I go GG and move it down, and now I can go to 3 and I could pick that face and maybe extrude it. Then the last one here, let's undo this and put it back the way it was. I'm going to shift over to point select, and can you do an alt select with the points? How you know, if I grab a point, will it get a loop of points? Will it pick all the points? What will it do? Well, just to show you, by the way, first off, I can pick a point and then I could hold down Control and I'll pick that point up there, and notice it gets all the points along the path there, the shortest path that it can find to get to the points. What would happen if I pick this point and maybe this point over here? So it went around and down, and maybe that was or was not what I wanted, but you see, it finds a path. So what will happen then if I hold down Alt? Well, watch this. So I hit Alt, and now I get the whole loop. It's not the lines, it's all the points. So if I were to maybe scale that outward, the lines are going to come with, so it almost looks like it's the same exact thing, but it could be different depending upon circumstance. But you look at this and go, okay, that's great, but what if I wanted to go up? Why did it go sideways? Why didn't it ask me? What the heck, right? Well, this is so intuitive that you just wouldn't figure it out. You hold down Alt, and remember when I said that if I want to pick a point, you can pick anywhere close to it and it kind of gets it? Well, this works kind of with that principle. So if I hold down Alt and I'm over here kind of on this side of it, it goes this way. If I'm up here on this side of it, now it goes up there like that, you see? And so that could be pretty handy if and when you need it. Everything's handy when you need it. Then the last thing to talk about is the face loop selection. So as we've seen before, we can pick individual faces holding down Shift. We can get all the ones in between holding down Control. And in this case, we hold down Alt, and we'll get the entire face loop going around there. Now, you notice it went up here. What if I wanted to go around the bottom like this? Well, that's the same thing as when we did it with the points. If I hold down Alt and I pick closer to this side of the cube or of the face right here, then it goes around like that. So I can pick here and I can get that, or I could pick here and I could get that, which is really cool because then we can do this, which is the scale tool, which we're going to be looking at next.